everyone, and welcome to BSC News Live. This is the very first episode. Great to have you all here. Hopefully, my colleague Ben isn't frozen in the corner there. I'm not sure if he's just being very, very still, or if he's frozen, or if that's just a static image. Who knows? He might just be concentrating very hard. And he's gone. Classic. As I said earlier, this is our first episode of BSC News Live, where we'll be discussing literally everything, everything crypto. I just got a message from Ben, who's going to be sort of co-hosting this with me a little bit, saying his stream went down. Ben, if you can hear me, just use the same link to log back in, and all I need to do is just click a little button, and you'll come back in. But what normally would be here, as you saw at the start of the stream, is myself here, and then down there would be Ben, and then we're going to have guests on, ranging. Oh yeah, I'll be speaking about some upcoming guests shortly as well, but lots of different guests coming, which should be very, very exciting. Some I'll be talking about in just a moment on the little sort of tab below me as well. So as I said, I think Ben is here. He is. Hold on. Yeah, Ben. Okay, right. You're here. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? No, that's fine. I mean, when I started the stream, you're just sitting there like really serious. But no, it's good that yeah, you're here now. I was just explaining that. Well, a little bit about sort of what this is going to be. So sort of, well, the plan is every weekday, 3 p.m. We'll be inviting a lot of projects, individuals, and everything in between on, which should be very interesting indeed. And I've got a few projects that we're going to have on in this little tab. I know that you can't see it at the moment, Ben. Yeah, so I've got some details on the screen which we'll go through sort of during the broadcast. And just a little note as well for viewers, listeners. The way that we've got it set up at the moment, it's the last time this is going to happen, but Ben actually can't see the broadcast screen. He can see myself and hear myself. However, we've got some interesting effects, sound effects, that sort of thing. So if I do them, he won't be aware that it's happening. And also the screen that you can see at the moment below my screen, he can't see that either. But that'll change upcoming. So for example, if I did this little effect there, I'm aware, you're aware, but Ben is not aware. Anyway, Ben, great to have you here, as always. How are you doing today? Do you enjoy Battle of the Dapps last night? Okay, hold on. Just say something again. Speak and blah blah blah. Should be able to. So yeah, Drew, if you could hear Ben again. So his audio is coming through. It's completely unmuted. It's showing me sort of a little green bar bouncing up and down. I think it should be okay. What I'm going to do is just going to unmute. Actually, no, that'll give some strange sound effects. Okay, yeah, hold on. So, right. Just bear with me a second, Ben, because, yeah. So, yeah, we can't hear Ben at the moment. Never mind. Hold on a second. It was working absolutely fine yesterday, so my volume is up. Great. Hold on, everyone. I do apologise, but it will be fine in just a moment. Collab Cam 2, 100%. Oh, hold on. Right, I think that should be fixed. So Ben, oh no, sorry, Drew, can you let us know if you can hear Ben now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
So I think what the problem was that I had it on monitor only, mute output. So hopefully, yeah, everyone should be able to hear you now, which is good.
Cool.
Anyway, Drew will assume that we can hear Ben. But yeah, how did you find Battle of the Dapps last night, Ben?
No, that was really good. Obviously, it's like Wombex, Venus, and D-Race. So it's like awesome protocols. D-Race has like been around forever. So is Venus. Wombex is newer, but still, it's good to. Okay, he says he can hear me. That's good. Hi, Drew. You know, we're getting past this like infancy of DeFi, right? So it's like at the beginning, it was always like, oh, everyone's been here for 6 months or something, and like everyone's just trying to survive. And now, kind of like Venus being on for me was like, that's a company that's here. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, that's like really awesome. It's exciting.
Definitely. And hearing them speak as well last night about how much dividends or interest they paid out to their users, it was something like $37 million or something like that. I'll be able to bring it up just so I can have the correct number, but it was an astounding amount. But all of the projects that we have on, sort of every time we do Battle of the Dapps, it does, just get better and better, which is great. Yeah, the standard, as always, was very high. As I pretty much say, at the end of
every round.
Exactly. Yeah, indeed. I've just got a message saying that someone is on a 2-minute delay. However, it should be pretty much instant. I'm not sure why there's a 2-minute delay, but anyway, that's fine. I mean, if you get the news 2 minutes late, don't worry at all. Ben, I've got some sort of little things to talk about, some quite interesting bits and bobs. However, before I bring some of these articles and news things up, is there anything at all that you want to just mention? I don't know, maybe DeFi Maximizer?
Oh, yeah, so DeFi Maximizer, that's funny. It's a shameless plug, but we'll go for it. New newsletter that I'm personally writing, really just focused on, I'd say there's two pieces to it. One is, how do we get like a sustainable high yield? That's something I personally look for as a DeFi investor, which is, if you have liquidity pool of ETH with a stable coin, and in one protocol you're getting 8%, but on a different chain you can get 30%. There's all these opportunities for smaller yield farmers. Like let's say the big hedge fund market maker type guys, they're kind of like standing still. So the goal is like, all right, how do we take advantage of that? How do we get high yield on fairly low risk, quote unquote, low risk in the crypto space market? And that's kind of the goal. And then there's a second part, which is like, sometimes we see these opportunities that they may be short-lived, they may be real high yield, a lot more risk involved. That's kind of like a little secondary little thing on there, but definitely the main goal is getting good yield. And that's a newsletter I'm writing. It can our NFT holders get it for free as part of holding a BSC News NFT. Otherwise, I think it's $5 a month. So not a huge cost. I know, when I write an issue, I'm actually doing the things that I am writing about. Like the last issue was about optimism and some high yields there. So in terms of recouping the $5, that's pretty simple.
Defo.
Otherwise, like if I wasn't doing it, I wouldn't be writing about it. So an example is it's like finding. I think I'll leave this example and then we can go on. But so I'm a big Beefy Finance believer. I've held Beefy for a long time. I always provided liquidity to get the best yield on it, and like Beefy BNB paired with BNB on BNB chain, maybe you can get 8%, 10%, maybe 15%. However, Beefy paired with Ethereum on Optimism, I'm pulling 40% now.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's like for my portfolio, I'm perfectly happy to interchange Ethereum and BNB at any time. To me, they're like the same bar of long-term hold, So it's like, all right, if I can switch a position from Beefy BNB to Beefy ETH and get a 400% yield increase, I'm doing it all day long.
That's very
So,
good.
and it's
Yeah.
and bridging is so simple that like I can move positions throughout the week, not worried about it, keep my yield as high as possible, take as little risk as possible. And yeah, that's what DeFi maximize. It's all about maximizing that DeFi yield.
Nice. No, that's good. Well, that's DeFi Maximizer for you, everyone. I did a horn sound effect, by the way, Ben. Just because it's worthy
What
of
to
it.
shut me up?
No, as in like, like it's a good thing. But yeah, that's DeFi Maximizer, everyone. So, so far, so I'm actually subscribed to it. So far, we've got 5 posts through. The last one, I think, came through 2 days ago, and the yields there are very high. It's a bit of a sort of a one-off, like, whoa, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about so that one. Just to tell the backstory of that, I saw some. So it's Goblin on
okay.
Arbitrum, and I saw some larger Twitter accounts tweeting about it, so I looked into it. And Arbitrum itself has become a bit of a, we'll call it the next Ponzi moment in time, right? Where people are chasing stuff on Arbitrum. And in terms of short-term possibilities, that's great. So I was just like, no, it's high yield, high risk, it's an ohm fork. We'll see how it plays out. I didn't. To me, it's like it's a gamble. You're pulling the slot machine on that one, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And so, do you know much about Goblin? For example, I've got it up here, and there's things like Ingot, their token Ingot. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. So when
how
you
it works?
stake, when you stake Goblin, it represents that stake in Ingot.
Okay.
And then you earn this Ingot token, which then you can unstake and you get Goblin. So, to be honest, I didn't look all that crazily far into it. It's literally like, you know what? If the market keeps pumping and an ohm fork can have its day, this could do crazy, or this could shit the bed, right? So
yeah, it's high risk, high reward.
It is.
And
that was actually, I think, in the title. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that yes, actually, that is the title. And I'm sure people that are in crypto, things that look incredibly high yield. Again, high risk, high reward. And again, once people, this is entertainment. This is for entertainment purposes. Neither of us are financial advisors, so this is entertainment and news. Really, we're just reporting on what's going on. In the little picture below me, you can see the little Goblin website as well. So that's it. stakegoblin.com. And that was in the latest newsletter from DeFi Maximizer. The next thing, Ben, I was going to ask you about is IOTA. Have you got any IOTA or, in spot, or are you a fan of IOTA at all?
I will just be honest, I don't know a lot about it. I know it's the internet of all things. But I haven't put a ton of time into it. I think there was a time when I held it, maybe like a few years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I've traded it sort of back and forth here and there, but didn't really know much about it. However, the Times came out with an article. So the one I'm showing on the screen at the moment is sort of the one that you can only see without a subscription, because I don't want to share the subscription one and broadcast, I don't know, copyright stuff. But the title is Oxford Student Jailed for 2 million Crypto Theft After PhD Blunder. So this is to do with IOTA. So this is, as I said, from the Times. And I'm just going to quickly read through this. So IOTA, I knew it used to be tradable on Binance. I don't know. I think it probably still is. I haven't had any news of it being delisted. However, this is sort of what the Times article says. So an Oxford University student was caught stealing more than £2 million, £2 million, which is, I don't know, $2.5 million, in a cryptocurrency scam after detectives discovered his pseudonym on his coursework. And his name, Weibo Wiersma, 40, a PhD student who's been jailed for 4.5 years after admitting to stealing £2.156 million worth of the IOTA cryptocurrency from 99 victims. The IT and computer science expert was studying the Internet Institute of St Cross College in Oxford, so just an Oxford college, when he set up the scam. He was eventually caught after a series of schoolboy errors, including submitting obviously fake ID documents and using his course name. So he basically stole IOTA from people in a scam. But I'm glad that he's been caught. But using your online pseudonym in your coursework is a very schoolboy George Ezra thing to do. It's not the cleverest of things. So IOTA itself, they're not saying it's a scam whatsoever there, but this person sort of used IOTA to get, well, I assume phishing. And that happens a lot in crypto, unfortunately. One thing that I carry on, Ben.
Well, I was say, just one of the first things I got involved in crypto in 17 or 18 or whatever was this website that had a high yield fund, and you just deposited money and it just started paying you money back every day. Which is also actually known as pig butchering.
What's pig butchering?
Pig butchering is basically people start to deposit money into something where you promise a high yield, and you actually start paying them, right, with new money coming in, kind of like a Ponzi scheme or whatever.
Okay.
And then that just builds the confidence that, oh, this thing is actually let's say I deposited $100 and I got $10 back the first day, and I'm like, this is amazing. Now I'm gonna put in $1,000, right? It actually paid me money. I'm in. And then of course it was they pay for 3 days and then just the whole thing shuts down.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was this thing that you first got involved with in crypto at the very start?
I forget what it was called, but I remember just it was awesome for a week, and then it disappeared, and the website went down. So,
dear.
I've come a long way since there. Classic, right? I mean, nothing's changed.
No, yeah. But when Telegram groups deleted, the website goes down. The mods stop replying. Yeah, I think people who have been in DeFi or traded tokens off exchanges.
This was pre-DeFi. This was pre-DeFi because this was it had its own website where you deposited Bitcoin and it paid you Bitcoin. So.
Wow.
No, I know I'm an idiot. It's fine. No.
Well, I see a lot of things online that I assume people fall for because they've been around for ages. But people saying, "Oh, I'll multiply your Bitcoin," and you send them some Bitcoin, and then supposedly they'll send you back your original Bitcoin plus more. And I don't know, they're just saying that they do this. Obviously, it's pretty impossible. But what they do, you send them some Bitcoin, and they send you a little bit more back than your original, and then you do it again, and then they probably send it back, and then you get some confidence, think, wow, this actually works. Then you just go bleh and send them loads, and then they don't send it back.
Yep, that's pig butchering.
Yeah, pig butchering. You heard
it
here
I
first.
actually heard that term from Certic. That was something Certic was talking about.
Oh, well, thank you, Certic. Brilliant. No, that's you learn something every day. Thank you very much, Ben. One thing that's coming up as well on these live streams that I'm very excited about, I've done a few videos about it, is a game. So I've got it up on little the window below me called Star Atlas. And if you saw sort of on our YouTube, it's still uploaded there, a little demo that I did of Star Atlas. Like me, I think you will be very pleasantly surprised by the graphics. So I've got a 3070 Ti, and I have to run it on the lowest settings. And even then, it's incredible. If I run it higher, it looks insane, but the frame rate is not good. But they've released some really, really good updates, where essentially you can now fly your spaceship, I think, and fly around. So that is upcoming on a BSC News live episode very, very shortly in the future. But I have played that before, so that's something to look forward to. Star Atlas. They're one of the sort of handful of crypto game projects that I think are really, really solid. I'm pretty sure, they're on Solana. And the way, and talking to their community and mods, everything in game is going to be on chain. Everything. So from the amount of ammo that you have in your gun, so if you go with a little rapid fire, that's going to be on chain. So like a lot of these games, a lot of it is just, a back end server or something, but then, they might have bits and bobs here that you could get an NFT for. However, what I've found with Star Atlas, this was about maybe half a month ago I was asking this, so I don't know if things have changed, but literally everything is going to be on chain, on Solana. Do you know anything like that at all, Ben? That literally everything, all like the in-game stats are on chain?
I assume most chains can't support that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is on Solana, so the fees are quite cheap, but the community and mods and things are very adamant that it's going to be everything on chain. I don't know how it's going to work because I don't want to pay a gas fee, even though it's very, very minimal, every time I shoot my gun, because if I'm rapid firing 1,000 rounds, that might work out to $1 in gas. Every little adds up. Anyway, that's something that we can ask Star Atlas perhaps when they come on. It'll be very interesting indeed.
That's a good idea. That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. So the games that actually I'm a big fan of, Star Atlas here. Another one is Blankos Block Party, which I stream quite often. Recently been into My Neighbor Alice, and that's very fun. If you like, there's a game on the Switch. It's called like Family Farm or something. No, not Family Farm. It's like this little cute game on the Switch. Animal Crossing. That's it. Similar to Animal Crossing. Yeah, that's good fun. Anyway. Ben, I think there might be a few people listening or watching that are involved or even fans of the token that is known as Pi. And everyone knows on Twitter that you are one of the Pi top influencers, if not the top influencer.
according to that website, what's that website?
Mindpi.com.
No, someone posted that social ranking website, and
Lunar
I was
Crush.
like, Lunar Crush.
Yeah,
I may have lost my standing on Pi Network influence, but at one time I was there.
Yeah, no, you were. I'm going to try and find it now. Hopefully, you'll pop up. On a lot of places, Pi Network doesn't seem to be like registered, and it's this other one called Pillion token. But anyway, have you got any sort of updates or anything, your current thoughts on Pi Network, Ben? I mean, how's the mainnet rollout going, or have you got any, just anything, any thoughts about Pi at the moment?
Well, I mean, I got a lot of thoughts probably about the mainnet conundrum where I think the community seems to be kind of splintering a bit, where half the community is getting like very impatient. The other half says we need more utility for the token, whatever. And I think there's like validity to both. The problem with this current like indefinite period of enclosed mainnet is, let's say Tom, you decide I really want to build a business on Pi Network.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start like an e-commerce store, right? Let's say you just want to start an e-commerce store and you accept Pi for payment.
Yep.
That's great, and you could accept Pi for payment, but eventually, like, how are you replenishing what you're selling?
Yeah.
How are you paying your bills? How are you going to pay your mortgage, your rent, your utilities, buy food? If you can't sell Pi for, in England for the pound, like how does it, like, in reality, how is it going to work?
Yeah.
Like, you might say, I'm going to invest 10 grand into these things I'm going to sell. And then sure, you sell that $10,000 of stuff, and then you have a bunch of Pi. But now what do you do?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Big time, yeah. What are your thoughts about being able to, well, Pi Core Team, allowing people currently to spend Pi to buy physical items, like at Pi Mile, however, not allowing people to essentially exchange it for fiat, even just OTC trades.
To me, it logically doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I think as well.
And guys, I'll tell you my logic for that is almost like a fundamental, like, what is money?
Yeah.
Thesis, which is like, money is the current value of like labor and the cost of goods and the exchange of labor for the cost of goods. So a barter system, which is allowed at the moment, right? Pi for goods, goods for pi, is just an inefficient version of a marketplace. Like, it's like, we're just going to go back 1,000 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, money was created to make a barter system more efficient. That's why it exists. So the fact that you can't exchange it for money, I have to, if I mine pi, technically I could go buy shoes from Pi Mall, but then I could sell the shoes on Facebook Marketplace for money.
Yeah.
Right? So I still sold pi for money. I just had to get the shoes to do it.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense.
No, I don't think it's very good at all. And also, I don't mean to bash Pi at all, but essentially the centralization of Pi and people, Pi Core Team or mods or whatever, being able to essentially lock or ban you from using their ecosystem, and also having to KYC for a blockchain. Obviously, if you're mining the tokens yourself, I understand to an extent, why it'd need to be, why it helps. Well, I understand why they're KYCing people, but I don't like to have my information thrown around willy-nilly. So I don't want to KYC more than you need to. Anywhere these days can have a data leak. I don't want some rando having access to my passport and there be 2 Tom Andrewses in the world. Anyway, Ben, if we just go 2 years, over 2 years on Twitter, so now we're quickly just talking about Ben, the top influencer. Do you know what your top mentioned coin or token is?
I'm going to guess it's Pi Network. Or is it BNB?
BNB.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I would mention BNB more, correct?
Good. Yeah. I think, but BNB is the root of all greatness. And Pi, because Pi Pi Network token isn't, I don't really know, properly sort of registered on Lunar Crush. It registers as something called Pillion token, and that's, over all of your time in Twitter, your 5th most mentioned token or coin. And actually, if we look at forever, it's never actually been your top mentioned token or coin. It's pretty much always BNB. So, yeah.
Well, so the bet on BNB, when I was doing like Ethereum DeFi, and then I saw this Binance Smart Chain thing launching, and it was going to be way more accessible to like the everyday person.
Yeah.
And that's what really drew me to it. So that's actually my draw to Pi, is like, this is so accessible to literally anybody.
Yeah.
It just needs to be allowed to live.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the open mainnet will bring, is like, if BNB was solely reliant on Binance calling the shots, it would not have worked out very well, I don't think. It still would have done okay, but all the builders that came, deployed, saw an opportunity to make money, right? That's what this is about.
Oh, yeah.
It caused it to just like skyrocket. So when Pi Network can open and let, like right now they have 4,000 projects competing for like a $30,000 prize. And that $30,000 may sound like a lot of money to some people. A project will burn through $30,000 in a month or two. that doesn't get them anywhere.
So is Picor team offering? I don't want to. Well, yeah. I mean, for me and for an individual, perhaps whatever. $30,000. It's not something to be sniffed at, but in the world of big business, as Ben said, it can be burnt through quickly. So is Picor team just offering $30,000 and that's it?
It's something like 20 or 30,000 is what a winning team can get, and the teams would be better off if they could sell their pie that they make.
Yeah.
Right? 30,000. If I'm a project and I need to, let's say, do something significant, and I want to have, let's say, 3 really high quality developers, that's probably 30 grand in a month.
Yeah. Understandable. No, it's not very much, I don't think, that they're offering. If you look at maybe other incubator programs and things and what they do there, for instance, Binance, the grants that you can get from there can be a lot. And also, one place that you can get significant grants for if you're building on their network is ICP.
I know what you're going to say. Knew it.
Yeah, they can give out anywhere between $10,000 to $200,000 grants. So if you're an ICP builder, do contact Definity Foundation. I don't work for them, by the way. I just find them interesting. I've got the chart of BNB up here, and it was around sort of early 2021 that it just started to skyrocket in price. So it's bumbling, at $1, and then it sort of went up to around $40 or so. And then early 2021, bam, it went from $40 all the way up to 620 around. Do you know if there was a catalyst or what happened early 2021, or was it just the start of that sort of mega bull run when we got 67k Bitcoin? Is that why it happened, or did something happen with BNB and Binance?
Well, it's Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah, it is.
All the money flowed into Binance Smart Chain. So, I want to say BNB was probably $8 when I got involved.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
If you could look at the date PancakeSwap launched, I wonder if you could figure that out. PancakeSwap wasn't the first, but it was definitely the most yield farming on PancakeSwap after yield farming on Ethereum was I was harvesting every hour because I could afford to, right? As opposed to on Ethereum when you had to spend $3 to harvest, it's it was a penny on BNB chain at the time.
Yeah, no, that's good. Pancake. Cake has taken a wild journey, sort of starting around 50 cents. Obviously, then it had an all-time high of around $42, and at the moment it's around $3. One token or project that I was really fond of was called Pacoca or Pasoka, and they're still going, but their token value has fallen.
Wallet tracker? Is that what?
Yeah. So I'm just going to go on there now. Yeah, so you can track your wallet there. It doesn't integrate loads and loads of protocols, but it does some. But I'm a fan of them. However, their token price, their native token, it was nice and volatile for a while, so it had an all-time high of around 44 cents, but now it's 0.2 cents. So obviously it's gone down a lot, but loads of projects have, to be honest, in the last couple of months. And seeing projects that are still going and pushing through and delivering solid, good stuff and haven't just said bye community, I think those are going to be the ones that come out the other end and hopefully rocket. But we'll see. Who knows? Anything can happen. It's a wild world.
That's definitely the bet. It's or is there just this new wave of new projects that launch at just the right moment in time that do the rocket, right? Because there's definitely some of that in the last. Now, everything, of course, did really well, but I think that's why you want to hold the majority long-term stuff, but throw $50 here and there at some of these new things. I think it's a lot of that's with timing, right? Eventually, the timing is right, and you rise something from 50 cents to $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think there's been one project where I've done, that sort of ridiculous, 40x sort of thing, but I only put in, $10 or so. But again, high risk, high reward. But that's another project that I'm a fan of. As you can see there on the screen, the Pacoca or Pasoka dashboard. They took votes about their native token as well, and their native token became inflationary. I think, if I'm wrong there, obviously, you're more than welcome to say, "Oi, Tom, that you got that wrong." But that, I think, caused quite a dip in their native token price as well. However, as I said earlier, gentlemen and ladies, we are doing this every day, 3 p.m. In the future as well, we'll have, some really exciting guests on. Obviously, we will announce that on our Twitter. And we're coming to more platforms as well. From tomorrow, setting up our Twitch account, and also in the future, Rumble as well. If you're a fan of Rumble, there you go. Anyway, Ben, have you got anything to add before we perhaps say au revoir?
I don't think so. Do we have a guest coming on tomorrow?
I'll need to double check. There's been a lot of interest, so I'll need to double check quickly. I'll need to double check.
That's fine. We'll announce it.
If we do, it will be announced big time. Yeah, big time. Perfect. That's a good GameFi game. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, as always. Ben, it's been an honour. Thank you very much for your presence with a CE, and speak very soon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Perfect. Thanks, Tom.